Ooh. Hey guys, what's up? It's Biscaboo Horror Reviews. I'm here with a review of a Christian found footage horror film from 2014. I'm talking about The Lock-In. This is a movie I have known about since I was in high school. Now that I'm in my 20s and I have nothing better to do with my time, and I love bad Christian propaganda films, I figured I'd watch it. So, where to start with a movie like The Lock-In? I guess I'll start with the plot. The Lock-In is a anti-pornography, pro-Christian found footage horror film about a church lock-in gone horribly wrong after some kids sneak porno mags into the church, which then causes them to enter another dimension and be hunted by demons. The rules are very similar to the rules of the film Grave Encounters. If you've seen that one, that one's a pretty fun kind of shot on video film. Like I like Grave Encounters quite a bit. I might put that one on because I need something good to watch after this travesty. Basically, the movie starts with a former youth pastor who is one of the characters in the film being interviewed years after this incident occurred, and he's saying that basically that if you look at pornography, it can cause demonic possession. So looking at porn in this movie is equal to playing with a Ouija board in a supernatural horror film, basically. The film is essentially made up of footage shot by a bunch of Christian high schoolers who literally are just filming this because, to quote one of the characters, they want to prove that Christians can be fun too and that they know how to party. They find some old porno mags while they go dumpster diving, and they sneak them into the church as a prank. They put it in their friend's bag, and he embarrasses himself in front of his crush, and yada yada yada. What can I say? It's a bunch of guys who look like they're most likely in their 20s, about my age probably, acting like teenagers. The film is shot on a decent camera, but the problem is it has really inconsistent audio and visual quality, to the point that anytime there is some kind of demon activity in the film, the camera glitches out so you can't actually see what happens at all. There's actually a whole scene, no joke, where somebody is killed, seemingly? Where somebody is seemingly killed, and this is shot with the camera laying on the ground in the other direction. I couldn't make this up even if I tried. So, yeah, the acting in the film is really fucking bad. The writing is atrocious and almost non-existent. The characters are flat and fucking lifeless. Essentially, the motivations are one guy wants to just have a good time, other guy wants to kiss his crush during this church lock-in, and camera guy just wants to film everything because he's weird, and that is his entire motivation. I almost feel like with how goofy and over the top the characters act, especially in the first 30 to 40 minutes of the movie, especially with the main guy, Blake, I think. I feel like he knew he was starring in a garbage fucking movie, so he tried to act as horribly as possible and just make his performance really ridiculous and almost to the point that it's annoying. I want to believe that that's the case, but I kind of doubt it. But, a boy can dream. it's yeah. This movie is just the movie is fucking trash. It's that simple. Um, Now, because there's no gore in this movie, I'm not going to do a gore meter, and instead, I'm going to do a. I'm just going to mention some really great moments in the film without really spoiling too much. There's a really great scene in the film towards the beginning where the one guy Nick, he's getting ready for this lock-in, and his parents overhear him and his friends talking about how he wants to kiss his crush there, and his parents literally berate him on camera in front of his friends because he has a crush on a girl. I get that he's a senior in high school, and to quote them literally, help our child control his hormones. Kids, teenagers are big ass balls of hormones. I don't fucking know what I'm saying anymore. Like, I know that's cliche, but like, it's completely normal to have a crush on or be attracted to somebody. And his parents berate him in front of his friends, and it is so horrifically awkward in context and in its execution that it's hilarious. Now, you know how found footage films have those moments towards the last act and or end of the film where the characters start to just talk to the camera directly as if they're talking, saying like, oh, I hope somebody finds this footage. If somebody does, like confessing their sins or saying goodbye to their family or something like that. This movie has one of the best scenes of that caliber, probably ever in a found footage film. I say that. I say that and I joke, but it is legitimately hilarious how poorly acted the fucking scene is. Oh, God. There's a scene where the movie is starting to come to an end, and it's like the last few surviving characters, and they're like huddled up in the dark, and you hear like children singing, and there's like rain pouring down. And the thing is, like, in context of them being inside like an empty, dark church with those sounds, like, it's almost creepy. But then the actors start screaming and screeching for the demons to leave them alone, and they just, and the scene ends, and they've ruined the entire, the only scene in the movie that I could have said, yeah, this scene was kind of, effective. I mean, it was bad, but at least it was doing something. The ending to the film is such a huge fucking cop-out. I'm not going to spoil it, but I kind of expected it to be a cop-out, considering this is a pro-Christian film. That being said, it's not surprising that it's a cop-out, but even with that in mind, it's still really fucking stupid as a cop-out. Like, it's fucking awful, honestly. This movie is fucking god-awful, honestly. It is really, really bad. It is far from even being decent. I have seen bad shot-on-video films, not shot-on-video, but found footage films in my day, and the thing is, this isn't the worst found footage film I've ever seen, because at least I was entertained by it, but in terms of, like, actually being of some level of quality, this is one of the worst. Like, at least I could say about Devil's Pass, for example. Like, while that movie had some bad effects, and the explanation for what was going on was really stupid, at least it was, at least that movie kind of succeeded in being a horror film. This is just a bunch of kids running around an empty church at night, screaming and running into, like, demons, but we don't see the demons pretty much ever in the entire movie. So yeah, this is really awful, but as you know, I rate based on how entertaining something is and not the actual quality of the film, although that does come into play somewhat. So, that being said, if you love to laugh at bad Christian propaganda, For prime example, Bible Man is a great is one that I personally really enjoy. But something like Bible Man, if you enjoy watching bad like pro-Christian movies, this is up there, honestly, with some of the more entertaining stuff I've seen. It's really laughable, and it almost feels like a parody of Christian propaganda films at times. It's extremely enjoyable and fun. And yeah, this movie is the fucking. This movie is the Blair Witch Project of bad found footage movies, and I stand by that statement. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one probably a 2.5 out of 5. That's like a 5 out of 10. Not that low of a rating because I didn't find it entertaining, because I was thoroughly entertained by this movie. I was into it. But a 5 out of 10 for a look, I would give this like a 7, but I've got to lower it because the quality of this film is so fucking bad. I mean, that adds to the entertainment value, but still, it's fucking bad. Either way, I'm rambling. This is Biscuit Boo Horror Reviews, signing off. Peace.